love what I do because it is always changing. That's one of the downfalls for some people. They can't stand it, but for me, I'm always learning. I love to learn. I taught myself technology when I was young because I had a lot of health issues. So I was always home and, in front of that computer, and I've always loved learning.
The biggest stereotype about technology is that it's a field for men and that it's a field that only techie men work in. And I think that's something that holds a lot of young women back from pursuing careers in technology. And I think if they could just meet and interact with all the wonderful women who work in various aspects of technology, they would feel very, very differently about the reality versus their perception and how technology is portrayed in the media and in movies and on television.
I do know that, when I'm in my world as far as in the healthcare system in the hospital, I'm a standalone individual because all my other contemporaries, nursing peers or whatever, they're not doing this type of thing. So I really, a lot of times felt very alone, and many times people would say to me, so what is it that you do?
The one thing that helps young women to know that they can do it is to know somebody who actually has done that. So the more people who get out there and actually talk to young people, the better.
I think it is much more cool to be an engineer now, or just a technology person in general. If you look at some of the companies like Google and SpaceX, and even the big companies that we work with, there's just so much cool work going on and so much investment and so many advances being made. Things that people don't hear about for years have been working. We've been working on them for many years for our various customers, and they come out into the consumer world, and people are like, "Wow!"
I think technical field has a lot to offer to women, young women. And I think the challenge probably is that most people in technology are introverts, and so they don't see themselves as leaders. But I think being a leader isn't just managing people, that's a manager. Being a leader, it really is how you position yourself, how you problem solve, how you communicate with others.
What do I enjoy about my job is being able to meet all of the people we work with. We work with high school, community colleges, and industry partners all over the country. And it's just fantastic to be working with all these people for a common goal of getting more deaf and hard of hearing individuals into STEM.
My role now is a culmination of all my background skills. So I had an education background, I had technology background, I have customer service background, management background. So all of those combined together is my role today. And how wonderful is that?
It's been a nice opportunity for me to take a sweeping look at my life and realize where I started, which was in school in anthropology, and technology was very important in anthropology because what people made by hand, whether they were creating tools to make fire or agricultural tools, today the tools we're using are also propelling society forward in similar huge ways.
I find it empowering, and it's one of the things that I wanted to learn when I was young, because I felt if I'm going to succeed, if I'm going to have any stature in this community, I better know my stuff. And what better way than to understand technology and not to be intimidated by it. And also, more importantly, to be able to use it to my advantage.
I think women have come an incredibly long way, not only on a national level, but on a statewide level as well. Nationally, we have role models such as Sheryl Sandberg, such as Melissa Mayer, that have proven you no longer have to choose between a career and a family. I also think that no longer is the stigma attached if you're an intelligent female. I think it's actually the cool thing to be right now.
I think it's the problem-solving aspect and the critical thinking part of it, and just how fast technology moves. I'm not one to be sedentary or staying in the moment. I'm a change agent. I welcome change, and I want to foster that in all the kids that I touch.
Well, I think certainly over my career, it's changed quite a bit. From the time I entered engineering till today. As a student at Penn State, I didn't have any women faculty members, and I would wonder, why are there so many smart women around me as students, and why do none of these women go into the faculty ranks? So that has changed tremendously.
So by creating a more diverse environment, it only helps industry, it helps every profession, because we need a balance in what's created and what this world is made of. So if we only have 50% of the population contributing to something, we're missing out on an opinion that's very important.
Just to be able to look and see that there are all these women working in so many various aspects of technology across multiple industries, and for them to realize that this could be an option for them is a very, very important thing. So I'm delighted that Digital Rochester is doing this.
You know, nationally, we've been on the forefront of technological development and on the forefront of gender equity related issues. So it just makes perfect sense that Rochester would be a place that would have an award that would highlight women who have achieved levels of success in technology.
Well, it's humbling. It's flattering, humbling, and when you see the other nominees in the list, those are some special people, talented, who have done things in the community. So to be a part of all that, it's very humbling.
I definitely try to encourage, and I've always tried to mentor women a lot and encourage them to seek those maybe non-traditional careers.
I especially like mentoring people. A lot of my role is to mentor young women in engineering and young men. I do it both formally and informally, and I get a lot of satisfaction out of that.
I was very honored and surprised that I was picked as a nominee. I've never been nominated for anything before, so it's been exciting and nerve-wracking, but I love that I've grown so much since 2010, since starting my business.
To be in a category with the women that have been nominated is something that's rewarding and makes me feel like I'm a part of something great.
There's a whole lot of people coming up in the world who need to hear our stories and our ideas, because it is from multiple different vantage points that we're all going to figure out what's the life that's right for me, what's the future that's right for me to create, and how do I want to make a meaningful difference in the world.
I'm glad that this type of thing is being recognized around, and I hope that it helps other women, especially younger women, get into this type of field, because I think it's really important.
I'm very proud to be nominated for this award and to be sharing this with women of such great talent.
When I started school many years ago, there were only 2 women in the computer science and math class. And so yes, we were definitely looked upon by the people on the other side of the campus as, what are you doing with the nerds? I think that has changed tremendously.
20, 30 years ago, nerdy, geeky would have been a great term. I think right now it is definitely the place to be. Any cool place on earth, whether it's Disney, gaming, video, media, artificial intelligence, augmented reality, that's the cool place to be. So come and join us.
I hope I'm a nerd. I would wear that as a badge of honor.
To the women who are out there, let's not wait for a seat at the table. I say, let's build the table.